Like, share, and subscribe. Well, welcome to Grandpa Sees the Blinking. I can tell you this much. We got a buy signal on the hourly chart. We're borderline buy signal in 4-hour chart, and that's optimistic for Monday. However, Grandpa's charts ain't working. Thinkorswim is doing upgrades and my charts aren't working. So I'm stuck here on the daily chart, and that's an absolute sell signal. We broke substance at 184. It finally came. And the only real place of substance we got left at the very top is 284, and you're going to see that in your future. Absolutely, you will see 284. You're going to see 269 first, but Grandpa will talk about that a little bit. But you know, we've got a rough road ahead, a very rough road ahead this next year or so here. The Fed interest rate people are going to do their either lower or raise or stay the same on Wednesday at 11 a.m. And Powell is going to talk at 11:30 a.m. and that's when I expect the volatility. Every time that guy talks, it gets wild in Tesla. And up and down and all around. And, you know, if he's hawkish and saying that the interest rates aren't going to come down for a while, Tesla's going to drop like a rock, and if he's mellow, we'll get a bounce. So who knows what they'll say. I don't. He'll say whatever he's told to say. That's what Grandpa thinks. But yeah, rough times ahead. You know, Elon, he's been talking about it for a long time that we need to prepare for some rough times here. And I like Elon. He even as CFO, when they were talking about Optimus in that earnings call, he said this robot commented something about this robot can't do much yet. And Elon says, well, by the end of the year, it'll be able to do more. You know, so that they can start shoving it out the door. And, you know, how many will they get out in 25? You know, I don't know. Maybe 100, maybe 1 million. You just don't know how fast it will transpire. But at least it's coming. We have the hope. And, we're foolish to think that we don't have rough roads ahead here. We got 2 wars going on, Israel and we have Ukraine, and we're involved in both of them. And we have a huge border problem, and the federal government wants to keep the border open, and states want it. At least 25 of the states want it closed, and I mean, that could get nasty. I don't think these states are going to back down, and I don't know what's going to transpire there, but I can tell you who does know. The Lord knows. And, you know, speaking of the Lord, I here's just my take on this, but I think that the Lord has put his hand on Elon and Tesla, and everything that he does, it just seems to work. And I think it's the work of the Lord, and uh, I don't think I'm wrong about that. And uh, it's like the Twitter thing. Elon, uh, he spent a lot of money to get Twitter, probably way more than he wanted to. but he got it. And I believe he got it because we're losing our freedoms and our free speech in America. And I think he's seen that it was a last chance to hang on to a venue where we still have, uh, can find out the truth in our country. And he got it, and he changed the name to X, from Twitter to X, and he's taken a beating over that. But a lot of times when you do the right thing, you're going to take a beating. In the Bible, it talks about Christians, and that we we will face at some time persecution, and we are persecuted. And Elon is absolutely gets persecuted, in my opinion. And but he takes a stand. He's down there on the border. He wants things done right and fairly. I believe that, and he wants good things for the world. And Grandpa has high hopes for Elon, because I believe the Lord has blessed him. And who am I to question the Lord? If the Lord wants to bless somebody, I'm not going to go against it. That's the way it is. So let's take a minute to talk about Optimus. Grandpa, he gets hyped up, and I understand these people, they know about Optimus and all this and that, and they think it might happen, possible, maybe it will, maybe it won't. And it reminds me of the story in the Bible about doubting Thomas. You can get a lot of insight from your Bible. Everything in there uh, can relate to our lives that we live. But you had doubting Thomas, and they crucified the Lord, and he resurrected, and he met with a bunch of the disciples. And when doubting Thomas didn't get to see him in person, and when they told him that Jesus was alive again after the third day, he said that he didn't believe it. Only if he could see the holes in his hands and put his hand in the hole in his side where they stabbed him with the spear, that he wouldn't believe until then. And so then Jesus finally came, and doubting Thomas got to see Jesus was really alive again. And but the ones that believe without seeing him, that's the one that the Lord, we don't get to see. We have to believe just because of the Lord's word, which is powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword. And that's just the way it is. So the story about Optimus is this, in Grandpa's opinion. We can believe that Optimus is coming to town, and we can believe that our future is bright, okay? And we can grab a few of these shares that may change our life. If this thing takes off like Grandpa thinks it's gonna, you can buy one share and probably have enough to buy yourself a Tesla. And when the time comes here, will it take 2 years, 3 years, 5 years? Grandpa don't know for sure. Uh, and Elon doesn't even tell you he knows for sure. But Grandpa believes it's coming. But then you have the doubting Thomas one, and when they're going to believe an Optimus is coming to town? When he's standing in their living room or in their kitchen doing the dishes. Then they'll believe, when they can see in person, just like doubting Thomas. Then they'll believe. But the problem we got, and that's good. It's good that they believe. But the problem they got is by then they've missed out on the run up, because by the time they believe, I think the price is going to probably be over 10,000 a share, if not more, per share. Uh, Maybe far beyond that. By the time they're standing in your living room, by the time Optimus comes to your house and does the dishes. So what I'm saying is, have faith in. We have a picture of Optimus to look at. I think he's cute. Grandpa thinks Optimus is cute. Yeah, we got Fed Paul coming on Wednesday. There's a bunch of earnings coming out this week with some big companies. Alphabet, which I think is Google, is putting out theirs, and we're just going to have a volatile week. I don't think we're going to have too many $5 days this next week coming up here. I think we're going to have some movement in Tesla. We broke Grandpa's 184 on the bottom, and she turned around at 180. Is 180 going to hold for now? Possible. Grandpa don't know for sure. We still have 101 on the bottom, and Grandpa's got a strong feeling that we may see it again. I'm waiting and diligently to see blinking again at 101. They've been down there 5 times in our recent past buying, and so we have a strong probability of seeing 10107 in our future, but I just can't say that it's substance at this point. Wish I could tell you that for sure, but I just can't. Um, and but I do believe we have some rough times coming, but I also know that 284 on the top is coming up on 5 months old, and I think we may get a bounce up that way and come back down. Uh, we got a ways to go before we get to Optimus. You know, you'll people will be more optimistic about Optimus when they're pounding him out the door, and when he's standing in your living room, then you'll believe. Some of you are going to believe, like Grandpa does, that Optimus is coming to town prior to that. I believe Optimus is coming to town. Okay, enough of that. Oh boy, did Grandpa have fun at Bible. What did Grandpa do today? Grandpa had a hoot. I had a good time at Bible study. We had a bunch of men, and Grandpa just really enjoyed the time there. We had donuts and coffee and just good times. Some new people came, and I got a IT guy coming to my home tomorrow. The Lord provided me with an IT guy that came to Bible study, and he's going to come over tomorrow after church and help Grandpa learn how to do a video, so I don't have to do live streams all the time, and that'll be fun. Hopefully Grandpa will be able to comprehend it and learn how to do a video on like the other people do. So I'm excited about that. And this evening, then Grandma and a bunch of the little ones went out, and they had a lantern walk through the state park on the trail. They have a lanterns, and then they had fire, and they had hot chocolate and stuff like that for all the kids. The older kids went 6-year-olds and up age group, and then Grandpa, he stayed home, and I got the rockabye little Natalie and Emily and Kate and stuff, and we rockabye and sang hymns all evening. And boy, can them kids sing. Oh, man, they sing hymns to Grandpa. It's just like angels singing. That's what it is. Okay, so be optimistic about Optimus. Do you got to wait till you see him standing in your kitchen, or can you believe without seeing? Think about it. All good things are from the Lord. Lord willing, we'll get through this rough road ahead. The road is rough. Bye-bye.